Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over what I think some likely collabs are going to be for Monster Hunter Rise in the future. Now with, the Capcom collabs obviously announced for later down the line, and E3 coming up where Capcom and many other companies are presenting stuff, I think it's likely that we're going to get at least one collab in the next month or two. So yeah, let's just get into it. Now, first of all, I'm going to be going over some Capcom collabs, because we already know that 2 are unknown and planned, so I'm just going to be going over some likely options for those 2 collabs. This is obviously my opinion, so if you think I left anyone out, please comment below and tell me who you think will be coming in a collab in the future. So first in the collabs, I think Resident Evil is a pretty safe option to go for because, their new game just came out and it was a really big success. And obviously Resident Evil has done Monster Hunter collabs in the past, so I think it's very likely that they will do a collab in Monster Hunter Rise's lifetime. Next, I think is Street Fighter because, they've done collabs before. Nothing new is really going on with the games. They haven't released anything new in a little while, but I think it's a safe bet to go with them as well. Next is Ace Attorney. I feel like this is also pretty likely because, they just released the new game on Switch, and obviously Monster Hunter Rise is on Switch, so they may want to do some cross promotion for that. And then the next 2, Mega Man and Devil May Cry. Obviously, they've done collabs in the past. Nothing's really going on with them at the moment, but maybe something in E3 will come up and make them even more likely. Alright, next is Nintendo collabs. I think it's pretty likely that we will get a Nintendo collab this year in Monster Hunter Rise, and these are the ones that I think are most likely. Now, obviously, Breath of the Wild. They've done a Breath of the Wild collab before in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and, Breath of the Wild sequel is supposedly coming out either next year or the year after, but we're definitely getting news on it this year. So I feel like if Nintendo announces more information for it, it's pretty likely. Next is Metroid, which is kind of the same thing as Breath of the Wild because Metroid Prime 4 is supposedly coming out soon, and they're probably going to give some more information on an E3, so they may want to do a Metroid collab there. And next, I put Fury Bowser. I think this would be a really cool collab. It's probably my most wanted collab out of anything, just because, it's probably not very likely because 3D World already came out a while ago, and it's not really relevant anymore, but I just think it would be cool to fight Fury Bowser and get an armor set from him. Next is Pokemon. I think Pokemon's pretty likely because, you have the Gen 4 remakes coming out this year, and then Legends next year, at the beginning of next year, hopefully, but I don't know how well they'd be able to translate Pokemon into Monster Hunter. That's probably the only thing holding it back. Alright, next I just put other company collabs. I feel like there could just be a random company that comes in and wants to do a collab with Monster Hunter. So here are a few options that I get. First is Sega. I think they could either do a Sonic or Virtua Fighter collab, just because Sonic and Virtua Fighter are relevant again after years of not having new games. I think they would want to promote it a bit more by doing a collab with Capcom in Monster Hunter. Next is Horizon Zero Dawn, or whatever the new game is called. I know they're releasing a new game, and Horizon has done a collab with Monster Hunter World, so I feel like it's pretty likely that they will do a collab with Monster Hunter Rise. Alright, next for Sony, I put God of War just because, I don't know, I feel like it could be translated into Monster Hunter very well. And there's a new game coming out whenever. Sony doesn't have many games coming out right now. Alright, next I put No More Heroes 3 just because No More Heroes 3 is coming out on the Switch, and they could probably bring a few enemies from that into Monster Hunter very well. So I feel like that is pretty likely. Alright, for Xbox, I put Halo. I don't really know why, Xbox doesn't have anything coming out, so for them, I just put Halo, because, that's the only thing that they have. Alright, next, I put indie collabs. I feel like indie collabs could be very prevalent on the Switch, just because there are so many indie games on the Switch. Alright, for the first one, I put Shovel Knight, just because Shovel Knight kind of collabs with everyone in the industry right now, with Smash, for example. So I feel like it is very likely that they could collab with Capcom and add a Shovel Knight Palico costume or something like that. Alright, next is Ori. I feel like Ori, they have all their games on Switch, so kind of the same reason as Shovel Knight. They kind of did this weird Ori thing in World with aliens or whatever, but it wasn't really him, so I feel like Capcom would not be opposed. For my next indie collab, I put Hollow Knight. Kind of the same reasons as Ori and Shovel Knight. Very popular indie game on Switch, and I don't feel like there's any reason that Capcom wouldn't want to collab with them. Okay, and last, for the indie collabs and the collabs in general, I put Hades, which is probably the most likely option out of any of the indie collabs, just because Hades is really relevant right now. It's on Switch and it fits well with the Monster Hunter theme. I feel like they could have a Hades armor set and it would go really well. I don't think they would really need to add a monster for it like some of the other collabs would. I feel like Hades is one of the most likely collabs just because, you know, relevancy, and it's a game that everyone really likes. So yeah. Alright, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe. And if you have any collabs that you think I missed, please leave it in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.